Yeah, I'm really thrilled to be here and especially to be paired with Ben in support of CSOMA. We're always so happy to support CSOMA because of all the incredible work you do for practitioners all across the state, all across the country. So I have a little time to introduce my company, Treasure of the East, and our one and only supplier for the last 27 years, Tianjin Pharmaceutical. So starting with Treasure of the East, this is a company that was actually founded by my mother, Dr. Ann Wong. You can see us here at the last ASA conference in Washington, D.C. back in 2019. And prior to moving to the US, my mother was a teaching physician. It trained in both Eastern and Western medicine in China. When she moved to the US and established her practice, the Integrative Medicine Center of Ithaca, she really actually struggled in the early years to get the results that she was looking for, and she really struggled with the quality of the herbs that she was able to purchase in the US. So what she did was go to China to source the best quality herbs that she could find for her patients and for her practice. And gradually over time, her friends and colleagues started to ask her to bring back a little bit more of those herbs for their patients and their practices. And that's how Treasure of the East was born. Truly, over the first 20 or so years of our business, we had close to no marketing. We really spread and grew through word of mouth, particularly in the Chinese American TCM community. We're so happy and so privileged to have been able to support this incredible community over so many years. In recent years, we have been discovered by a lot more brands that you may be familiar with. We have distributors all across the US. We also have all of these companies here carry our Treasure of the East line. There are also a lot of other even better known names that are not shown here because even though they don't carry Treasure of the East, they are carrying our herbs because we do private labeling for them. We actually sell a lot more herbs through our customers' own private labels than we do under our own Treasure of the East line, which is why I'm really thrilled to be a part of the webinar tonight. I think it's one of the most exciting parts of my job to be able to help practitioners launch a product, launch a brand, and to see that aspect of their business grow and thrive. All right, now switching over to Tianjin Pharmaceutical, which was a tiny company when Dr. Wong first discovered them. They were really research focused, really quality focused, but in that time, they have actually grown to be the largest supplier of full spectrum herbal extracts in China and in the world. They are by far the market leader in Asia. They are also the most trusted. So they are the supplier to more than 80% of China's national TCM clinical research institutes. They're the supplier to more than 70% of China's AAA level hospitals, those provincial level hospitals. In total, there are over 8,000 hospitals across Asia that use herbs from Tianjin, the same herbs that we offer in the US. And there's a lot of different reasons for that, but I'm going to go over a few very quickly. First and foremost, it is the sourcing. We have this lovely video. I'm actually going to skip over it tonight in the interest of time, but I think Dr. Julie has a link that she can share in the chat. So anyone who's interested, you can follow up and watch this whenever you have the availability. But in summary, Tianjin is very, very unique in sourcing herbs directly from over 300 farms in Daodi regions. In addition to that, they own 66 of their own farms. And this is so unique. The way that most herbs are sold is through the wholesale herb market and through all of the supply chain that entails. And this is a tremendous advantage because it allows an entire crop of herbs to be harvested and then immediately processed while the herbs are at peak freshness. Another advantage, oh, and this is one of Tianjin's farms that they own. This is a Jiegen farm in Henan province. Another great advantage of this direct sourcing practice is that we are able to confirm and to get certified that any herbs that are protected by the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species are coming from sustainably farmed sources. So it's a really important part of an important benefit that's very personally important to me. Another very unique attribute of Tianjin that I mentioned earlier is the research and development. So they, from the very beginning, were very interested in like solidifying the science around this field. So this is a picture of a book, the TLC Atlas of Concentrated Granule Herbs. It's used for botanical identification, and these are standards that Tianjin developed for their internal use that have since been adopted by the China FDA. That basically means that if you're getting granule herbs from China, all of those companies are complying with the standards that Tianjin developed. They take this, really seriously. They go quite far. This is an example of huanglian. It's actually the same species of huanglian that you see across the top there, but 3 different varieties. And through thin layer chromatography, which you see in the black below it, and high performance liquid chromatography, they were able to identify it's the middle variety, variety B, that has the highest concentration of active chemical constituents that make huanglian effective. This is kind of a few high points. So they have 30 patents related to extraction, granulation, and packaging. They have research partnerships with 48 TCM research universities and research hospitals. They have hundreds, if not thousands, of publications, studies on herbs, and specifically herbs sourced from Tianjin. In fact, there are, most of those are in Chinese because all of this research was done in China, but there are more than 140 publications in English on the NIH's PubMed Central that specifically call out Tianjin. And Dr. Julie, if you can share that link as well, that would be great. Thank you. A little bit about their quality control. The very first in China the very first pharmaceutical herb company to get China's GMP certification. They have International Standards Organization, ISO certifications for quality, testing and calibration, occupational health and safety, and environmental management, registered with the FDA. And earlier this year, we were very pleased to announce that a large portion of our herbs are now certified kosher and certified halal. Our herbs from the beginning have always been non-GMO, but we are expecting to be officially certified to that effect by the end of this year. A few pictures from the laboratory, as well as from the production facilities. Obviously, over this last year, we weren't able to travel, but the year before that, we invited a group of 30 acupuncturists and herbalists, as well as students and faculty members from the New York College of TCM to visit Tianjin, to visit a farm, to visit 2 hospitals that use Tianjin's herbs, to see the entire process. We are aiming to do that again, not this year, but next year, and we will be partnering with CCAOM, the Council of Colleges. So that brings me basically to the end of my brief introduction. I hope that you will stay on after Ben's talk, because then I would really like to dive into creating your own product line, if that is something of interest to you. It is, I'd like to, this is a screenshot from our website. I'd like to show you how to access information, how to request a quote, how to see, and I'll also show a document that walks through some of the various options that we offer, whether it's manufacturing in China, whether it's manufacturing in the US, whether it's capsules, granules, little to-go packets, lots of considerations regarding labeling and so on. So I hope you will stay tuned. And either way, please feel free to contact me or my team at any time. You can email us at herbs@treasureoftheeast.com, or find us on social media. Our headquarters is based in New York, though my home base is San Francisco.